Hey guys, and welcome to a brand new video to the channel. So this is a video I've not done in a little bit of a while. This is going to be one of those videos where I talk out how I got a skill to 99 and 120. Now in terms of this episode, we're going to concentrate on a skill which I think is going to be a big deal for a lot of players this year. We're going to be looking at construction. In the summer, we are going to get 120 construction come to the game, along with a player-owned house update, and I imagine you might get updates to the fort and other stuff along those lines as well. Now, I have done a video regarding how much GP construction is currently making, and I really think that if you're someone who's looking to get to 120, you have a lot of time now to prepare for this update and make a huge amount of money with it, or you can AFK it as well for a really good downtime skill as well. Now, construction used to be, when I started playing the game, one of the most expensive yet mentally draining skills in the game. All you literally did was buy logs, and each log had a set amount of XP assigned to it, and you basically went and made some form of furniture in your player-owned house. So for me, when I was going for 99, this probably would have been in the dark ages of like pre-EOC. I pretty much made mahogany tables to 99, and literally all you did was to get your butler to run planks to you. You built the table, you removed the table, you built the table, you removed the table, and so on as well. Now, they did release new things for the player-owned house which changes up a little bit. I believe now the best thing to make is pawnbrokers, which you can make in your aquarium because I think it uses the most amount of logs or planks. Basically, the best construction XP you could get was whichever item in the house used the most planks, and then you just got your butler to run the planks back and forth to you, so you didn't have to bank. So construction was one of those skills which, I really didn't look forward to training because it cost a considerable amount of GP, but also it was quite draining to click. It was quite draining to train as well because you had to click so consistently. You were always in a race to try and get the optimum XP per hour. Construction really was one of those proper sweaty skills to go and train. And to be fair, when I got 99, I never thought I would train it any further because one, it was a huge sink of GP. I think back in the day, I probably spent about 150 mil doing it because it was just so expensive. However, nowadays, in the current realm of Runescape, it is a very different proposition to train. And for me, to go and get this up to level 120, this was after the release of Forinthry. Now, Forinthry does construction slightly different. You have two elements to it. One is upgrading the buildings, and one is creating the materials to make the buildings. Now, because I actually attacked this when Forinthry was first released, I got an incredible deal on my construction XP. I was able to buy elder frames for roughly 80,000 GP each, which if you look at current times, they're more closer to 200,000. So I got exceptional XP on a double XP weekend training with Forinthry upgrades with elder frames in this room here. I'll find out what it is when we go to the table as well. Now, with Forinthry, we'll go over the blueprints and the upgrades you can do to the fort first, because again, I think these are really important things to do. You have different parts of the fort. So we have the workshop, we have the town hall, we have the chapel, we have the command center, which is the one I did. I did a tier 3 command center and just basically repeated. We have the kitchen, we have the guardhouse, we have the grove cabin, and then finally we have the ranger's workroom and the botanist workbench as well. Now, basically what you need to do to be able to upgrade all the way up to tier 3, you need to do tier 1 and tier 2, but this is something I would encourage people to train their construction with. Before you're 99, really you want to upgrade your fort. So you don't want to go and spend all this GP upgrading one part of the fort to tier 3 and then just continuously redoing it and rebuilding it up when the rest of your fort is tier 1. So focus on building the rest of it up. But when you get to some of the tier 3 areas, you can see that it's 331k just to complete this. Now, don't get me wrong, it's going to cost you something like, nowadays price is like 16 mil because it's going to cost 80 elder frames. And like I mentioned before, these are 200k each. However, there are some ones which I think are better value. So again, the workshop is 138k XP, which is going to be a third of what the command center is. And it's only going to require 48 U frames. Now, a U frame is 75,000 coins. So you can kind of balance it out and do different options, and you can find things which are going to be more worthwhile. Now, the really good thing is about Forinthry construction as well, is it's 100% AFK. There is a little buff you can go and chase for a little bit of a percentage bonus, but in my opinion, I would always treat construction in Forinthry as purely AFK, and I wouldn't do anything else for that. Now, in terms of the materials, we've talked about it already. You have the stone wall segments, which is something to me is more of a lower level money making method rather than a training method. But then you also have the frames. Now, To make frames, it's a process which I'm going to be very quick about because I know we've talked about frames on the channel more than enough to last a lifetime. So we'll do this very, very quick. Now, to do frames, basically what you need to start with is either a plank or a log. Now, because of what they've done with Forinthry and the workshop as well, you have the ability to make your own planks if you wanted to. Again, they've upgraded the tiers of planks you can have as well. So we have new additions. It's not just normal oak, teak, and mahogany. We have the whole range of the logs now. All the logs are going to be available in planks. So sometimes it can be a little bit of a cost to do it. But you can either use a portable sawmill, which is going to cost you a little GP to make planks, or you can make the planks yourself on a sawmill, which you're going to get a little bit of XP, a little bit of GP, or you can simply buy them on the Grand Exchange to get started. Now, once you've got enough planks, you can then turn them into something called refined planks, where you're going to need 4 planks to turn that into a refined plank. After that, 3 refined planks then go into 1 frame. So 1 frame is basically going to be 12 of the original planks to create the frame. And then after that, this whole process is going to give you some decent XP. You can see through each tier of the log you go through or the plank you go through, you're going to get better XP. So we've gone from each of the refined planks being sort of 100 XP each to creating a frame which is going to be 400 XP each. Now, don't get me wrong, compared to actually upgrading the fort, this is incredibly slow XP, but this could be a fantastic way for you to make profit, especially once we've talked about like how much GP is currently in making frames and stuff. This is incredible. Now, another option, which is more sort of traditional in terms of doing construction, is using a portable workbench on Mod 84 and simply just using an inverted mahogany logs to make portable flat pack furniture. Now, because it now sort of breaks down into an off-cut component, it is a little bit better to do that now. But in my opinion, mahogany planks have gone up to a point. You may as well sort of invest more in terms of frames and stuff. It's going to be more FK. It's going to be like more GP as well. Doing either the frames where you're going to make the profit or fort Forinthry. I would only concentrate now to finish 200 mil construction at the fort. I don't think I'm going to use it as a money making method because this account is kind of past that phase. We can make so much GP in so much different ways. But if I was starting a new account, if I was looking for a way to build my bank up, build my account, so I can make upgrades to my armors or my different skills, I would 100% focus on constructing frames in Fort Forinthry. It is going to be one of the best ways to make GP over the next 6 months because people want to train construction to have the full benefits to the player and house. I also think as well, when construction is released and people see the quality of the update, if it's anything like thieving, they're going to smash it out of the park. And because of that, the prices of frames, the prices of the building supplies is going to blow up. And especially if we do get a double XP around August, which is kind of where they rumored it to be, that means that the people who want to get construction to be able to have the full access to player and house, frame prices will go ballistic. In my opinion, if the construction update is as good as what people think it is, as good as what Jagex kind of promised in the roadmap, construction is the only skill people should really train in the next double XP because it's going to save you so much cash. You're going to get the XP so quick as well. It's almost like the perfect storm of you're going to save money, you're going to train it incredibly quick, and the benefits you're going to get from actually leveling the skill up are going to be incredible. So this is probably like what I would recommend people who aren't 99, who want to get 99 in terms of a level to upgrade it. But if you're wanting to go for 120 or like me, wanting to get this 200 mil, I think the only sort of way you can generally train it is going to be doing Fort Forinthry construction. Me personally, I'm going to kind of start putting a little bit of GP to one side to start sort of saving because it's going to be a lot of cash for me to finish off 200 mil construction. But I think it's going to be worthwhile it as well. But it's definitely going to be one of those skills this year, which is going to make people a lot of money and is going to have some massive benefits. Again, if 120 construction is as good as it should be, it should really knock it out of the park. However, in terms of construction training, pretty basic. Now, there is one thing I did complete actually. It was a comp requirement, which is why I did it. However, in hindsight, it is an incredibly useful item. I did the construction contracts to unlock the plank box, and I will tell you now, as much of a pain as what it was, it is 100% worth it. This plank box, especially if you're going to make like refined planks, frames and stuff, is so nice. You can fill 100 planks and simply just go over to the sawmill here and you don't have to worry about your inventory. You can literally just take the planks from the plant box and make as many as you want depending on if you've got enough of the planks there as well. Really, really is a very good item, and you do get the construction XP from going to do the tasks for the construction contracts as well. Now, I sort of cheesed it a little bit because I did it back in the day when protein planks were something you could use as universal planks. Nowadays, you can only convert it for XP. I generally think if you have some protein planks in the bank though, I would convert it for something else. I don't think they're that good. I think unless you're really wanting to save GP, then do them. Apart from that, change them for another one of the proteins because they have so much more value. And construction offers at the minute the perfect balance of slowish XP, but you'll make an insane amount of cash, or you can spend an insane amount of cash and you'll get incredible fast AFK XP as well. However, that is going to wrap this video up. It has been a little bit of a while since we've gone through a 99/120 training method video, and I do know that I've got quite a few to catch up as well. But I thought with how the update is going to line up this year, construction is definitely going to be one of the most hyped up skills to go and train as well. So I'll give you guys a bit of an overview on how I train it, but also how I train it going forward. So one more time, what I'd probably do if you are going to start from level 1 to 40/45 is going to be doing a new foundations quest. You want access to Forinthry as quick as possible, and simply you have a decision then on how much cash your account has. If you are someone who wants to spend a little bit of GP, you can unlock tier 3 of the workshop at I think level 70. For me, that's the most cash efficient one I've done in terms of Forinthry upgrades. If you want to make considerable cash with this as well, you can do frames and make a lot of money with it. And what I'll probably do, if I've done a video already regarding frames and a GP you can make from construction, I'll put it in the corner of the video. I'll put it in the description for you guys to check out. It is really, really worth doing. But the workshop is very good XP for what you're going to spend for it. Level 75 is the level you're going to need. But if you kind of sort of spend a little bit of time making frames and then like putting a bit of profit into construction, doing it the AFK way, it is going to benefit you a long time as well. But what I would say, if you're going to do a decent stint of construction, especially in Forinthry, do it on World 84. You will get all the boost. If you want to, go and get the construction outfit and go and make sure you're in a clan to get a clan bonus as well. Try and get as much of those bonuses piled up because then it just means your XP is going to stretch as far as possible. However, going to wrap the video up there. Really hope it's brought some value. Really hope you guys have enjoyed it. Let me know if you've trained construction slightly differently over the years. Again, I've kind of done construction in a way where like 99 was done in the dark ages. And as soon as Forinthry was done, that's when I've sort of gone from the XP I had left all the way up to 120. And it's definitely going to be a skill I finish in 200 mil this year. Just because I think it's going to be incredibly expensive if they knock it out of the park with the player and house update. But I do think it's going to revolutionize the game. However, going to wrap up the video up there. Let me know what you guys think. Thank you guys so much for watching. Really hope you enjoyed. I'll see you guys very soon in the next video.